Hey, what's up, David? Good morning. Quick demo video for you for your 7 chambers Starkiller here, the SKIG. Got this done yesterday, but just too tired, man, to do a demo. So trying to get this done this morning for you. Let me fix my lighting. Sorry, I should have done this before I started the video. Yeah, so I wanted to get this done this morning for you and sent off to you, and then hopefully get this out in the mail to you today. These take a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff involved in this. First of all, on the outside, I weathered it, tried to make it look like the reference photo that you sent me. So it does have weathering on the outside. If you can see that in this lighting that I have or not, I don't know. Let me go like this. Okay. Per your request, I did leave the wires exposed in the chamber. This is set up to use the multiple crystals from Brittany Monreal, and that are purchased from Shapeways, right? So you can see the crystal in there right now. It's on magnets. There's 3 to choose from. So here's one right here, and then it's got the 3 magnets here on the bottom, just like that. When I fire this up, we'll interchange all 3 so that you can see how all 3 of them look. So that's pretty cool, right? And then you've got CCSabers main pixels in here for your main PCB. And then this is installed with a Proffie. So to get to everything, you just want to unscrew the handle here. Your chassis retention screw is right here. It's a very small one, but it holds everything in nice and tight. You'll barely even see it. But here's your Proffie board. Easy access to your micro USB, but you will need to lift up the board to get to your SD card. This is extremely tight press fit down into here. I make this super tight so that when you're beating on stuff, if you decide to beat on stuff with this guy, that board won't pop out. So just take a pair of tweezers or something and carefully pop it up. You don't need to take the board all the way out of the chassis. I would suggest just popping it up like that, doing what you need to do. Leave the back side of it snapped in, and then when you go to press everything in, it helps keep everything in place, right? So you got some force lightning here on the chassis, like I like to do. Smugglers Outpost emblem right here, and then Solo Sabers over here in Arabesh, but you still have the force lightning. And then you've got a 28mm Smugglers Outpost Elite speaker here in the back, and it sounds really nice. Copy of your config file is on the SD card, so if you want to make any changes, you can see what I did with this saber and hopefully just build off of that, right? So let's throw a battery in. Spring side is your negative right here.
Check out that noise. I think Lord Vader's experiment just got loose.
So I've got Preston's Galen Merrick sound font on here from Syndicate Sound Relics, and I wanted to demo this saber with that font. If it's something you like, let me know. I can leave it on here, and then we can get that money over to Preston. And then of course I left all of the stock configs over on here for you, so you can see your crystal lighting up. I did have to go in and I chopped down this main rod so that it just came just above the crystals, because the crystals are all about the same height. So I wanted them as close as I could get to the crystals, but not touching them, so it was easy enough to swap them out. And of course I got this one on a heartbeat when it's off. So you can see you've got swing on. You got twist off. And then the front switch is your activation. And then the back switch is your auxiliary. So let's throw a blade in. This guy right here is your blade retention. I did shave it down a little bit so that it wasn't sticking out quite as far. If you're feeling like it's sticking out too far for you still when you have a blade in, you can shave it down a little bit more. I shaved it down to the point where I didn't feel comfortable going any lower with it, but that's totally up to you. So we'll throw a blade in. It takes a 1-inch NeoPixel blade, and then we'll just tighten this guy down right here. Make sure this is in all the way. I did make your crystal flash when you hit the auxiliary. You have battle mode, so when you hit the saber or the blade, initiate blade lockup. You can see it right here, and it will stay like that until you pull away from it. And then that affects your crystal too. So you can see your crystal is solid until you got blade lockup. Just like that. Now we're going to come in and we're going to swap a crystal out. So what I like to do is I'll just take a pair of tweezers. I'll come in here at the base and I'll just grab that crystal and pull it out just like that. And then let's go with one of these guys. We're going to try all three. But you can see that flashing in there with no crystal, because that main pixel is right underneath that guy. And you can take it with your finger and just put a new one in, just like that. And now we've got that kind. Now, because I left the wires exposed in there, I did twist them a little bit. I tried not to twist them as tight as I normally would to kind of give it that made up feel, but my OCD would not let me put those wires in there and not be twisted. So they are exposed, but tidy, if that makes sense, right? And then you can also see, if you go towards the bottom, you can almost see it right there where your switch wires come into. So you got some nice wire reveal in there, but they're out of the way. They'll never get hit or damaged. And this is actually how this saber was meant to be installed. It's game accurate this way. You could actually take some of these wires. You know, game accuracy is to almost wrap one time around one of these rods. I didn't want to do that. I don't like doing that with live wires. That leaves it susceptible to damage, and then if it gets damaged, that's a whole reinstall, because everything would have to be taken apart to get to that. So that's not a good idea, but we did leave them exposed there in the back. So a nice compromise, I think, right? Different force sounds. We'll go to the third crystal, which is cool too. So again, pair of tweezers, grab that guy, it comes right out. The 3 magnets hold it really well on here, but it comes off easy too. And we'll just kind of play with it until we get it on all 3 magnets like it needs to be. Just like that. There's your third crystal. That one kind of it's kind of like a 3, you know, like a 3-pronged one. So that one's pretty cool. How you do that to get to your soundtracks, just hold your power for 1 second and let go. That starts it, and then you can end it the same way too. Just hold power for 1 second and let go. Yeah, and then to get to a no sound font, you just hit the auxiliary button. Now we're into the stock fonts, where I did not put a separate blade style, but of course this is wired independently, so you can program a second blade style for whatever you want. You have that option. On the stock fonts though, it's just going to mimic your blade.
Smooth Jedi.
We'll just cycle through a few of these.
Smooth Gray.
fire blade, fire crystal, right?
Smooth fuzz. Rogue Commander.
Kind of a blue unstable, and then you can see that in your crystal. One more. Nice green blade. Green crystal. And we'll go ahead and take the blade out. So yeah, everything's working like it should. I hope it came out the way that you liked. Put a lot of work into this guy. To get the battery out, we just do the same thing. Pretty simple. I just want to show you one time so you can say that I tried to show everything. We'll just take the handle out, or take the handle off rather. This comes out. Now this is a snug fit. I make this snug on purpose. The handle is kind of like a reinforcement for the chassis and battery and everything. When this handle's on, everything is locked down nice and tight. Okay, and we'll come in from the positive side, which is by the speaker, and you can pull that battery out with your finger just like that. And then slap the handle back on for safekeeping. So yeah, I hope this came out the way you liked. Let me know if you got any questions. If not, I would very much like to try to get this out in the mail to you today. Okay, thanks, man.